Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Spirit of Justice. Previously, 10,000 trillion things happened all at once. It was overwhelming. But I suppose the most important thing is that Edgeworth is here. The most important thing is that Dirk was arrested for the murder of Inga Khura'in, the current king of Khura'in. And then it was revealed that Dirk was actually once the husband of Queen Amara, the previous queen, making him a former king of Khura'in. It was intense. Well, the investigation begins, I suppose, right here. We just spoke with Dirk in the detention center, now it's time to look elsewhere. So let's do just that. How about the temple? Nope, no one here. Fair enough. No one here either. I guess I could look around, couldn't I? Yeah, I guess I'll do that. The previous queen, Amara, was laid to rest in her own private tomb. Pretty impressive. They say it cost some 800 million to build and took 400 workers 5 years to complete. Special memorial rites were also conducted at various points of its construction. That's quite an undertaking. It was built with donations from her devoted subjects and royalty. Was that a pun? Undertaking? Was that a pun? I think that was a pun. It was built with donations from her devoted subjects and royalty of neighboring countries. It ended up giving a huge boost to the national economy. Wow, Queen Amara must have been one charismatic lady. The palace of Queen Khura'in is built to impress. Its white walls and gold ornamentation lend it an imposing air. It makes Minister Inga's residence look downright humble by comparison. Oh, is that the building on the right? Yeah, it shows a difference in their tastes. And which one wears the pants, so to speak. Somebody got a little carried away decorating this place. There's a golden lion keeping watch at the entrance. That frog looks like it's cowering under the lion's glare. Oh, I didn't notice the frog. Really? Because to me it looks like the frog is glaring at the lion. Come on, Athena, how does that make any sense? Huh? I just call him as I see him. I guess we'll just have to agree to disagree. Froggy. Vibrant lotus flowers floating on still waters. Butterflies dancing about. It's almost supernatural in its beauty. And at the center of it all rises the tomb where Amara's soul slumbers. It makes you wonder if that bridge there is a gateway to the hereafter. Yeah. Especially after both Dirk and Inga crossed that bridge earlier. This overturned urn has spilled water everywhere. Everything around it is soaking wet. Don't look at me! Rightly or wrongly, I'm guessing Athena's the type who gets blamed for a lot of things. And the more people accuse her, the more defensive she becomes. Even to the point of preemptively denying any wrongdoing. I said it wasn't me! I never said it was. Poor Athena. That's actually kind of sad, given her backstory. Are these Inga's footprints? They appear to be heading toward the tomb. Didn't Princess Rafa mention something about that? You know, something about him rushing over to the tomb before we arrived. I wonder if he had accidentally dozed off before the exchange or something. Oh, look at those flowers. They give the whole house such a cute vibe. I wonder if this is where Princess Rafa lives. I doubt it. She doesn't look like the type to decorate with cute flowers. I may not know her well, but she seems awfully serious and snobby. Bet she uses nothing but roses and peonies, stuffy old people flowers, you know? Apollo? I guess it's too much to ask that you not judge a book by its cover, huh? What's that supposed to mean? Well, I'm actually kind of shocked these footprints weren't added to evidence. Maybe that'll happen at a later date, but... Yeah, no, let's go back to the tomb. Huh. So this is the tomb of Amara, the previous queen of Khura'in. It's really lavish. I guess you could say it's fit for a queen. Is the faceless woman in that mural over there Amara? No, that's the Holy Mother. She's the one who brought spirit channeling to Khura'in. Oh, right, the woman in the orb. Oh, it's you two getting right down to business, I see? Aha! Hi, Emma. We heard you'd give us a hand if you needed it. Yep, Mr. Edgeworth asked me to help where I could. So, it's been quite a while since you've been back in Khura'in, I hear. Yeah, more than 10 years, in fact. Well, you sure didn't waste any time. I mean, you're already mixed up in a murder. You're as big a trouble magnet as Mr. Wright. Please don't say that. My luck's already bad enough as it is. Emma, I hear Prosecutor Sadmati has requested your services again. He seems to have really taken a liking to you. You mean his ephemeral holiness? Munch. I don't mind that he approves of me and my abilities. It's just his people skills need some serious work. But when he manages a smile and compliments my work, it's hard to say no. Plus, working on investigations is... Oh. To make matters worse, the defendant in this case is someone I know. I mean, how could this get any worse? Much. Sounds like they've got one complicated prosecutor-detective relationship going on. And get this, I'm a lawyer. Your attorney's badge. Huh. What? That normally gets a better reaction from you. I'm tired of collecting your fingerprints. It's kind of lost its luster. Yeah, but who knows? There could be other people's prints on it. Oh, we've seen this one. Fair enough. Oh, you must need my forensic expertise. Just leave it to me. Yeah, look at the bloodstains on it, please. Oh, actually I was wondering if you see anything strange about this. Yeah, the dried bloodstains. Oh. Why isn't she saying anything? Nothing there either. Okay. Let's talk first, then look around. Emma, have you determined the cause of death? Blood loss from a stab wound. A single stab on the back was enough to cause the victim to bleed to death. That sounds like it was not instant. Also, a backstab. Yeah, I can't imagine Ingo would ever turn his back on Dirk, so... Huh. The estimated time of death is 3 p.m., which is when Dirk came into the scene. That does not sound like an instant death. Huh. Any suspects besides Dirk? No. He, Maya, and the minister were the only ones here. And Maya had been tied up until she was freed by the Queen's Royal Guard. Oh. Okay. Could someone have been hiding somewhere in here? Not likely. I was told this tomb was searched from top to bottom right after the murder. And during that time, the Royal Guard set up a perimeter to prevent anyone from escaping. In other words, the crime scene was completely sealed off. It would appear so. No way for a third party to escape without being spotted, so... Great, it's another one of those convoluted locked room mysteries. About the victim, Minister Inga. He was the kingdom's Minister of Justice, correct? Yes, Inga Khura'in was the second most powerful figure in Khura'in. Plus, he was married to the Queen. Seems strange that someone of his status would abduct someone. Apparently, he only told a few of his most loyal subordinates about his plan. That way, there was little chance of the police or even the Queen finding out. What was Inga hoping to gain by getting his hands on the orb? That I don't know, but I'm working on it. I wonder if it really was for what Paul Addison Wimperson said. I must deliver it to my benefactor at all costs. What do they want that relic for anyway? It's something to do with an old legend. My patron seeks the great power said to be granted to whoever solves its secrets. A great power that is said to be bestowed on whoever solves the orb's secrets. In Khura'in, only those who can channel spirits are said to be fit to rule. Was that why Inga wanted such power? Did he want to be king? So this is the tomb of the previous queen? Yes, Queen Amara was laid to rest here. She lost her life in an arsonist's blaze. What a tragic end. I heard this tomb sits on the actual site of her residence before it was burned down. They built it on the same spot so her soul could rest in peace. So this is where the fire happened, huh? Ooh, yeah, I don't like the odds of finding evidence in relation to that arson. Oh no. Why do you think Minister Inga was holding Miss Faye captive here? It's the perfect spot if you think about it. It's close to his private quarters, which made it easy to keep an eye on his prisoner. And the courtyard is only open to the royal family, so he had little fear of prying eyes. Plus, the tomb is normally locked, and only the royal family is allowed access. So that's why he picked this place. How long had Miss Faye been held captive? About 6 days. Really? That long? It appears that she was severely weakened by her prolonged confinement. She passed out as soon as she was freed and is now on an IV drip at the hospital. Ooh, that's brutal. She's been asleep ever since. Poor Miss Faye. Hope she gets better soon. Emma, do you mind if we start looking around? Sure, I've already got the okay. Knock yourselves out. Oh, and here. It's a diagram the police drew of the tomb. I thought I'd give you a copy to help your investigation along. Okay, why is one of the statues broken? Huh. Oh yeah, now I actually see it. Huh. Thank you. Oh, and let me know if you need my forensics expertise. Don't you dare keep all the fun to yourselves, you hear? You don't need to worry about that. Besides, I'd hardly classify this as fun. Yep, let's look around. Left to right, I suppose. There's a painting up there, but I can't see it very well from here. It looks like two demons torturing Dirk. Kneeling on a pit of spikes, strung up on a wooden beam, being stabbed by a spear, and... oh, with giant pliers. Yeah, that's, Okay, given the fact that Dirk is clearly innocent, that's so grisly. I mean... imagine dying and then people making a big painting of your husband being tortured and putting it in your tomb, even though you might know that he's innocent. It's like a small army of monks all neatly lined up. It looks like they're facing the sarcophagus in prayer. If you look carefully, each one has a slightly different expression. I wonder if they used real people as models. Some are frowning, some are smiling. Huh? Here's one that looks like he's trying his hardest not to burst out laughing. Really? Huh, I wonder why. Maybe it's like those times when things are so intense you can't help but laugh. You know, like at funerals and stuff. They went through all the trouble of depicting that? Talk about going overboard. It looks like the Holy Mother was painted here to watch over Amara's sarcophagus. So it's like this tomb is protected by the founder. That must be so reassuring to those she left behind. Only one problem, they didn't paint the eyes she needs to do said watching. Come to think of it, she doesn't have a mouth to smile down on the tomb with either. It's actually kind of creepy. I wonder if being watched over by something like that gives the Queen nightmares. Hey, keep that up and the founder just might come and watch over you too. Huh. It's full of ash. They must burn incense in here. So I was wondering, Apollo, did the ash come from the incense sticks that were burned in this? Or do people put their incense in after there was already ash in here to hold them up? Don't be silly, Athena. The answer is simple. The ash is a product of prayers from the countless visitors who came here. It's not a chicken or the egg kind of thing. Oh, that's an interesting take on it. It's so much more poetic than mine. Okay, what about the right ash pit? It's full of ash. My guess would be this is an incense burner. Hey, look, Apollo. There's something in the ashes. Aha. Let's see what it is. That's from Inga's coat. There were 4 of them on his chest. Is that a gemstone? Wonder what it's doing here. Also just saw the chalk outline. It's behind the sarcophagus. I've got this one covered, Apollo. Would you like to hear my brilliant theory? Well, I guess it wouldn't do any harm. You know how people make wishes by throwing coins into a fountain, right? You know, on second thought, I'm good. What? You sure you don't need to hear my theory? I was just about to get to the good part. Let's just ask Emma. That'll be much quicker. Excuse me, Emma. What's this gemstone doing here? Oh, that. It's not a gem, it's a button. Albeit a very expensive one from the victim's jacket. Must have fallen off and gotten in there somehow. See? Every puzzle has an answer, Athena. Is Layton here with us now? Well, I thought my idea was pretty good. Wait, what's with this soot? See here, on the gemstone? Hey, you're right. Caked in soot. That means it was held very near to fire. Interesting. So we know the Founder's orb was on the scene. Dirk passed it to Apollo as he was leaving as he was arrested. But the secret was already exposed. All the wax should have been melted down in the bottom chamber, and the Founder was revealed. So there's no need to light it on fire again. Huh. And its current state is exposing the Holy Mother for all to see, so it would have to be like set on fire twice or something? Huh. That doesn't make much sense to me. Fire. Look, one of the statues is broken. Yeah, but it's kind of hard to see from here. Let's check it out when we get a little closer. So this is Amara's sarcophagus. Let's take a closer look. Hey, these curtains open, Apollo. Oh, a key. Interesting. That's one big sarcophagus. They say the mummy of Amara, the former queen, rests inside. A mummy, huh? Rats, it's locked. Apollo, why did you try to open it? Hey, don't touch that. You mean we can't search inside it? No! Not a chance. Besides, it's not something anyone tried opening anyway. What if the real killer's hiding inside? Hey, anyone in there? Don't do that! You're going to get us cursed! Cursed? The queen likely bears a grudge toward the living after such a violent, painful death. So no one dares touch the sarcophagus for fear of incurring her wrath. Oh no, Apollo, what am I going to do? Don't look at me. In any case, the sarcophagus is temperature controlled. It's kept really cold to preserve the mummy. So even if someone did decide to hide inside it, they would eventually freeze to death. I see. Still, if they bundled up, I bet a person could hide in there for a little while. Alrighty. You know, I wouldn't think someone who died in a fire would leave the right body behind to be interred as a mummy. Huh. Well, hello. This tells a whole story now, doesn't it? A baby on a lotus blossom. That's one strange painting. Apparently, that's part of a mural depicting the life and times of Queen Amara. You know, like a storyboard or something. So that baby's supposed to be Amara. Doggy. Wow, she has Nayuta's hair color. Yeah, that makes sense. This one depicts Amara preaching to the faithful. It's hard to put into words, but I've never seen anything like it. Let's see, the next one is... oh. Is that Dirk? Why does he have horns? Like father, like son. How about that? My best guess is it depicts the first time Amara and Dirk met. So he's supposed to be some kind of demon who's seducing her? Well, he was successful since they got married after that. The mural continues on the opposite wall. Let's look at it. Is this supposed to be Amara channeling a spirit? Who could that be? It looks like the spirit of some country's sultan or something. And she seems to be conveying something to his retainers. She's on fire. This must be Amara's assassination as allegedly carried out by Dirk. They really made him look evil. This is the weirdest one of all. Is that supposed to be Dirk facing his punishment in the afterlife? Anyway, I guess that's the last one. I guess we're supposed to see this as a happy ending. Yeah, except nobody came out of this story happy. Hello. This is the grape juice Inga was drinking. He was probably nervous before his meeting with Dirk. Yes, nervous drinking with grape juice. So he drank grape juice? I'm not seeing the logic here. And yes, I'm well aware that the grape juice is actually grape juice. It's not censorship. The authors just really like grape juice. Mr. Wright told me all about it when he was hospitalized a few years ago. He said grape juice has something in it that helps you relax. Really? Are you sure he was talking about regular plain old grape juice? Because it sounds like he was talking about the fermented variety. No, he couldn't have meant that. I mean, we're talking about a medical facility. They wouldn't have allowed something like that in. Right. Let's just leave it at that. What's that, book on the table? Huh. Miss Fey was apparently tied to this chair. Let's take a closer look. Should try to cover every angle possible here. Let's use the left stick to change your perspective and take a careful look around. Well... there. Look, there's a bloodstain on one of the chair legs. Really? Hey, you're right. I completely missed that. Let's move the chair so we can check under it. Is that a bit of fabric? There's more under the chair leg. Huh, I wonder what it's doing there. I have some luminol here. Why don't you do some testing around it? Huh. Really? How am I not getting anything? Hello? Huh. Oh. Look. Whoa. Oh, that's creepy. The bloodstain leads all the way to the sarcophagus. Emma, is this Minister Inga's blood? Hold on one second. Huh? That's strange. I didn't get a match. So then, whose blood is it? Dirk and Miss Fey weren't wounded as far as we know. And the blood's been wiped up by someone for some reason. Yeah, that's strange too. What? Alright, that's weird. Poor Miss Fey, she must have been tied up to this chair. I could just imagine how much her backside must have hurt after sitting here for so long. It would have been torture for you, I bet. I mean, you don't know how to sit still. If by that you mean I'd like to stay active, then I have to agree with you. Anything else? Don't think so. All right. One of the statues is broken. Let's take a closer look. What is that? Is that a bullet? Look, there's a bullet here. It's from the pistol the victim was carrying. My guess is he tried to shoot his attacker, but missed, and the bullet ended up here. We've already determined the rifling marks to be a match to his gun. Rifling marks? Aren't those the fingerprints of the gun? Oh, shall I explain? The science behind it is absolutely fascinating. No, we're good. Huh, lawyers think they're so smart. You do realize we can hear you. It's a Magatama, I think. Did it come from the broken statue? Look, Apollo, there's another one. But the other statues only have one each. Two? What? Hey, you're right. Maybe this statue was special or something. Weird. This thing's more splinter than statue now. The bullet from the victim's gun did a real number on it. It seems like something you'd get cursed for, you know? In Minister Inga's case, I'd say getting your ticket punched is a curse enough. Yeah, but don't curses extend to the afterlife? Need to stop taking what Noyuda says so seriously. I'm perfectly capable of thinking for myself. I guess nothing's left except for that sparkly. Huh? There's something shiny down there. Whoa. It's a pendant. There's blood on it. I wonder who it belongs to. All we know is it's not the victim's. No one in the royal family recognized it. Emma, did you lift any fingerprints from it? I did, but I wasn't able to get a clean one. That's too bad. But the blood turned out to be the victim's. That means it must have fallen here in the course of the murder. It might be Dirk's. I should ask him about it later. You know what? That was my exact thought. I think it's a memorabilia for, Amara. Wow, this is one seriously in-depth, investigation. Damn. Wow, it's covered in blood. With a blood spatter this large, it must have gotten all over the killer, too. Come to think of it, there was blood on Dirk's clothes. The circumstantial evidence points to Dirk being the killer. That's what I'd conclude if I were a cop, too. Why are things always so bleak for me? The sarcophagus is surrounded by a curtain. I bet someone could have hidden behind it. True, but that's one of the many places the Royal Guard checked after storming in. Wow, they were really thorough. Yes, well, apparently one of their members loves mystery novels. He peered into every nook and cranny with an almost frightening amount of gusto. And when he was done, he said, "Very interesting. It's like one of those locked room mysteries." Sounds like he's in the wrong line of work. I think this might be the last thing. Guess this is where Inga collapsed when he died. Better take a closer look. Uh-huh. Alright. What an interesting gun. It's got 4 bullet holes and has a very snub nose. So this is the murder weapon. Emma, did you find any prints on it? Yep, and they were super clear. They belonged to one Dirk Sadmati. That's not good. Were there any others? There was one more print from another individual, but it was too smudged to identify. It's probably an old print from someone else who had handled the knife. Oh, yet another piece of unhelpful info to add to our ever-growing pile. They've already taken the body away. It's kind of sad how familiar I've become with body outlines. I have a photo of the body if you're interested. Huh. All right. God, the flip phone position is so odd. It's like it didn't even fall, it just was placed there almost, but his fist clenched around the pistol is also very odd. Well, maybe not odd, but notable. Yeah, it's notable. Huh. He was stabbed right in the back. The poor guy was practically skewered. What's he wearing on his arms? Those are the cuffs of justice. Oh, cute. Seems to be a tradition here for the Minister of Justice to wear those forearm cuffs. They look like they're made of a thick fabric, so I guess they aren't for protection. Maybe they're for keeping his sleeves out of the way when handling documents. Yeah, that's probably their original purpose. But over the years, the reason for wearing them was probably forgotten. So now they're just one of many traditional things that people do without knowing why. Oh, I get it. Kind of like the way you roll up your sleeves, huh? Or your psychology, if we're going there. I happen to know why I started, thank you very much. I wonder if this is Inga's cell phone. It should be. His fingerprints are all over it. Do you know if he talked with anyone recently? There were a few calls logged between him and his underlings. They're all members of the secret police who were directly under the minister's control. You mean like spies? I don't think that's quite it. So the minister was armed, huh? Uh-huh. That's a 4-shot pistol. He had it for self-defense, apparently. But it won't be firing anything anytime soon. Huh? He was carrying a broken gun around for show? No, we recovered a bullet here. Which means the gun probably broke as the minister fired its last round. Thing is, the gun's chambers are all empty. Yet that one bullet is the only bullet we could find. That is strange. Where did the other 3 go? Maybe Dirk ate them. Come on! We can ask the next time we see him. Just be ready for his predictably shocking answer. Ooh. Ooh, I thought that might be the end of the road, but no, I think there's something else to explore here. Interesting. Okay, what am I missing? This screen seems good. Yes. This screen also seems good, yes. Maybe I'm missing something with a chair. Maybe, but I looked pretty closely at it. Oh! Someone could have hid behind these curtains. Here, I'll go give it a try. Well, can you tell I'm hiding here? No, I can't tell at all. That's it. That's the perfect hiding place. We did it, Apollo. We solved the case. Huh? Sorry to burst your bubble, but the royal guards searched the tomb high and low right after they stormed in. And they said no one else was in here besides Minister Inga, Dirk, and Miss Fey. Well, back to the drawing board, I guess. My brilliant deduction destroyed in 3 sentences. I think we've covered just about everything. Maybe we should go over what we've learned so far. For starters, we're dealing with a locked room murder. But instead of the tomb being locked, it was being cordoned off by the royal guard. And after the murder, no one was found to be hiding inside. Right. In addition, we also know that Dirk's fingerprints are all over the murder weapon. The curtain around the sarcophagus was drenched in the victim's blood on one side. Oh. What the hell? Okay, I am now putting the pieces together finally on the orientation here. So, at the very bottom of the screen you can see the outline of Inga's foot. His back was facing to the sarcophagus, which got splattered with blood. It's almost like someone was in there, under the curtains, and backstabbed him from inside there. It's like Amara herself came to life and stabbed him in the back, and frankly, given the fact that there was a channeler and a medium, a channeler in the room, there's a non-zero chance that happened. Huh. But there's one big problem with that theory. Maya was tied up. Maya was tied up. She was bound to the chair. And you know what, for that matter, if a bullet was fired and one of the statues was broken by the bullet, wouldn't the gunshot be heard? There was a huge perimeter around the building. There were so many ears in the area. No one heard a gunshot? You know, frankly, that almost makes me want to say, maybe that bullet was fired in here way earlier. Maybe Inga was trying to doctor the scene well before the meeting. Like, he had a lot of time to prepare while everyone is flying over to Khura'in. That is worth considering, I think. The blood must have also gotten on the killer when they stabbed the minister from behind. Dirk had blood on him when the crime was first discovered. Unfortunately, he doesn't remember what happened. This is not good. So what we know so far is things couldn't be worse for our case, and there's still an understatement, and that's still an understatement somehow. Yeah, it's looking pretty grim. Oh, if you two are done here, I'll have to ask you to leave. Go on, scoot. Something wrong, Emma? Why are you trying to give us the boot? It's just easier if you're not here when His Ephemeral Holiness arrives. Ah! Speak of the devil. Prosecutor Sadmati. Detective Sky, it seems you've spoken at length with these two lawyers. I do hope you've also kept an eye on them. Yes, of course. Like a hawk. They didn't touch a single thing. Give a lawyer an inch, then they'll take a mile. Never forget that. There's that look of distrust again. Hey, Nayuta. Do you really believe that Dirk's guilty? And are you seriously going to prosecute this case? I mean, he's your father. You were once part of the Defiant Dragons, weren't you? Hey, Nayuta, wait! I said wait! Come on, Athena, after him! Huh? Oh, right behind you. Bye, Emma. Nayuta, would you stop already? What do you want? It's about Dirk. Would you please hear me out? I fail to see why I should. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Hold it!
He is so clearly torn up inside. Nayuta, are you afraid of what I might have to say? If not, then there's no harm in listening, right? Very well, speak. But make it quick, there is much I must do. Why does everything have to be so difficult with you? I'm a lawyer. Why is that badge before me? Remember how we used to talk about what we wanted to back when we were kids? I wanted to be a lawyer and you a prosecutor. You said you wanted to prosecute bad guys to make sure they get punished. Yes, passing judgment upon evil. That is my calling, and it is why I have taken this case. Are you saying Dirk is evil? He who goes against what is righteous and holy. I shall reap his soul with all my power, whoever he may be, for that is my role. I'll just have to defend his soul with all my power, Nayuta. The putrid-minded lawyer seeks information from me. Come on, throw me a bone here. I think not. Well, aren't we stingy? By Jove? Nope. I don't think he has anything to say unless... I got excited. Oh well. So, I know you'll be prosecuting Dirk's case, but... aren't there any other prosecutors in this country? Why does it have to be you? Her Eminence, Queen Khura'in, personally requested that I serve as prosecutor. She did? That would make it hard to say no. Her Eminence thinks highly of my prosecutorial skills. Still, she didn't have to ask you to handle a case against your own father. Be honest, you really don't want to do this, do you? You speak of love and sentiment. I guess so. I do not deny such human emotions. But the law is the law, and placing personal feelings above it is beyond reprieve. Do you disagree? Well, no, I don't disagree, but civilizations only exist due to the confines of the law. Without them, love and sentiment would lack the fertile soil they need to flourish. Do you disagree? No, but the law must be obeyed. This truth sits above all else, including personal feelings. Therefore, whether or not I am the son of the accused is of no consequence. It is that simple. Or would you say otherwise? But... Come on, Apollo, tell him how wrong he is. But don't you wish it wasn't that way? It appears I've wasted my breath on you. And the winner is Prosecutor Sadmati. Still spewing empty words devoid of meaning or consequence, I see. You putrid red pepper. Ugh. I know I'm right. But did he have to be so eloquent about his point? It's like he's trying to cover something up with his pretty words. Apollo, I'd cut back on the debates with him if I were you. Just stick to questions like the one you wanted to ask. Nayuta, I wanted to ask you about that hostage situation. Inga said he had someone dear to Dirk in the palm of his hand. And he was using that person along with his hostage as leverage in attaining the orb. That's news to me. Well, that's what Inga said. You can kiss your chances of getting the orb goodbye. My affair ain't my only, how shall I say, insurance, you know, Dirk. What? I've got someone dear to you right in the palm of my hand, see? Now that one, well, you can imagine what kinds of things I could do, right? Glad you're seeing things my way. I got the impression Dirk had no choice but to follow Inga's demands after he heard that. So who do you suppose this special person is? I wouldn't know. Liar! Oh, hello. Okay. My bracelet's reacting. Hey, Nayuta, about what you just said. Ah, ow, 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 my bracelet is crushing my wrist. Oh, that's clever. Ouch, that really hurts. What the heck's going on? Oh, it's like one of those blood test machines at a pharmacy. Oh, at least it reminds me of that. I remember sticking my arm in one, not knowing what it was, as a kid, and it started crushing my arm, and I freaked out and started screaming bloody murder. I thought it was going to rip my arm off. Good times. I'm wise to your tricks, you putrid pepper. That bracelet reacts to the anxieties of the people around you by squeezing your wrist. But now that I know how it works, I can make it tighten around your wrist anytime I wish. Consider this a warning. Ugh. I don't know how he did it, but this renders my bracelet useless. Wow! Such devilry is powerless in the face of the Holy Mother's blessings. Looks like your special power won't work against Prosecutor Sadmati, Apollo. We'll have to try something else. Ugh, you're right. Just have to ask Dirk about this. It appears you intend to go through with a trial you have no hope of winning. Grow up, Mr. Justice. We are no longer children, you and I. I'm not the one who needs to grow up, Nayuta. In case you didn't hear, I won my last case against none other than Mr. Right. You tell him, Apollo. Is he mad? Can never tell with him. Maybe he's sad. This trial is different. Your foolishness will only earn you a death sentence for aiding and abetting a criminal. And those who die as criminals are doomed to be reborn in the next life as something lower than a bug or vegetable. You would be lucky to return to this realm as a patch of mold. Mold? That's pretty harsh. If you wish to avert such a fate, abandon this folly before it is too late. I don't care if I end up as a dollop of blue cheese dressing in my next life. I'm going to defend Dirk in court. You fool. Know this. I intend to prosecute the accused with all my might, no matter what you say or do. Consider yourself forewarned. Now, if you will excuse me. Prosecutor Sadmati knows his father will be publicly executed if he's found guilty. Yet he won't show even an ounce of mercy. Nayuta, is this the real you? Have you really changed? Do you really plan on sending Dirk to his death? Do you even hear me? Don't Dirk and I matter to you anymore? To be continued. Wait, are we moving to... Are we moving to the trial? Are we moving to the trial? Oh, okay. That's usually what that means when an investigation ends. Alright, wow. I really thought we'd have a little more to look at. Wait, yeah, Apollo needs to find the thing in the place. The Dirk's office. He needs to find the notes on Amara's murder. What about that? Huh. Well, alright. I want to take a look. I want to just take a little look-see. Continue. Okay. Investigation continues. Okay. Huh. Well, alright then. That answers that question. Well, okay, I'm glad. I thought this would end too soon. Yeah, there's a lot more to see and do, I think. I at least want to take a look in the palace itself. I remember that scene where Phoenix met with Inga in the palace at the throne room. We never got to look around there. I want to look around that. Heck, we could maybe even interview Khura'in. Or Rafa, more likely. But yeah, no, this continues to be a truly enrapturing mystery. I am glued to my screen. Oh boy. I won't lie, I really have nothing to work with. This feels like an utterly impossible situation. Well, if there's one glimmer of hope, it's that the trial section will begin with a divination seance, so we'll be able to see Inga's last moments through his eyes. That could be good for us, maybe. Oh hell, who am I kidding? No, it's gonna look awful. So yeah, Nayuta is clearly torn up inside. He's hiding it extremely well, but I have a hunch. Inside he's screaming and crying. On the inside, he's buried it deep, but I think that's the case. Gosh, I wonder... I know Queen Khura'in, personally requested that Nayuta be the prosecutor. I have theorized in the past that she, and maybe Inga too, have been coercing him from the start. For all these years... that theory may turn out to hold water, maybe. Gosh, I do wonder about that gunshot theory, though. No one heard a gunshot, even though a bullet seemed to have been fired in that room. That is well and truly fascinating to me. I feel like that may be a huge crux to this case. A very important piece of the puzzle. Mark my words. Anywho, I guess I've run out of things to say, so I'm Zephyr the Jester. This has been more Spirit of Justice. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you next time. So until then, please take care.